The New York Giants have unsurprisingly had a rough start to the season, starting out 0-2 and having the third worst point differential, only in front of the Rams and unsurprisingly the Panthers. But clearly this team needs some work. So today, we are going to be rebuilding this Giants team in Madden. And over the next 4 or 5 years, we are going to see if we can turn this from one of the worst teams in the league to possibly even the best. And this could be a super hard one. Even harder than rebuilding most bad teams in the league, because I don't really see many players here still being around by the end of this. Of course, there are a few, but this is a team with a few really good players and then not a lot else. But I'm super excited to get into this, so I'm going to keep this intro as short as I can, as always. But be sure to leave a like on the video if you want to see me do another Because They Need It rebuild next Monday. Like I said in the Panthers one of these I did, I want to make this a series rebuilding the worst performing team that I haven't already rebuilt every Monday. So let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes on this video. Sounds stupid, but leaving a like really does help out the channel. And if we can, it'll let me know y'all want to see another terrible team rebuild next week. And let's see, massive shout out to Alex for the suggestion of this video. I think they were the first to suggest this on the Panthers rebuild that I did. So yeah, shout out to them. But be sure to let me know what team I should do next down in the comments. I'll give you a shout out if you care about it, but let me know what team should be next down in the comments, obviously excluding the Panthers and the Giants, but I'll even probably do these two teams again towards the end of the year if they're still struggling, which they probably will be. And then be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, trying to hit 70k by the end of the month. And if you like rebuilds, that's literally all I do on the channel. And then very last thing, I don't plug this enough, but I need to. Be sure to turn on notifications for the channel if you haven't already. You know, you can be one of the first people to ever catch these videos. It'll make sure you don't miss one if you really enjoy them. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of goofy stuff soon. But alright, that went longer than I hoped for. Let's finally get into this rebuild. And what is there even to say about this Giants team? I mean, the O-line's better, at least. That's a positive. Better than last year, I mean. And the team doesn't feel quite as bad as last year. At least not yet. Could get worse if injuries stack up, like they did last year. But obviously, the biggest question of this rebuild, I don't even know if it's a question, but the biggest point of this rebuild is, what are we gonna do with Daniel Jones? And I think it's a pretty clear-cut answer. We're gonna replace him. I hated the contract when they gave it to him. I thought he was, like, extremely overrated. I mean, I guess the contract doesn't look as bad now as it used to, because, you know, other deals have passed his up, but still isn't good, not even close. And I mean, there really isn't much of an excuse left. This O-line is not great, but better. This receiving core is honestly solid. Might be a stretch, but it's deep, at least. And, you know, I guess he hasn't been horrible this year. It's just, you know, I don't think he's the biggest problem, but I definitely don't think he's the answer. That's the dilemma here. Like, the biggest issue I would still say is the offensive line. Maybe not on paper here, but it still hasn't been good in real life. The defense, is this like the most top-heavy defense in the league? I don't know. This D-line is ridiculous to look at. You have Dexter Lawrence, and then you have, like, nothing else. I mean, Elijah Chapman's cool. What was his 40 time? A 4.81 at 284 pounds. That's what... Why is he only 5'11"? I set him at 6 foot 284, and it lowered both of those by 1. I had to create him. Whatever. Insane athlete. We'll have to see if we can get anything from him. But yeah, anyways, my point is this defense has some great players, but some massive holes that we're gonna have to fill. Pause. But let's finally get into this. It's gonna be interesting to see how this team does in simulation. I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me if we were good, because this game just loves being as unrealistic as possible. So let's get to the midseason point, and we'll see if we already have any important re-signings to deal with. I honestly have no idea. But get a drink, get a snack, because this is gonna be a tough one. We might be here a while. I knew it. I was literally gonna say 4-3. I should have. Maybe I did. I said we were gonna be good. I was literally picturing 4-3 in my head. This game, man, whatever. It's too early to complain about the game already. But we're doing well somehow. We have a winning record somehow. We're coming off of wins against the Bengals and the Eagles. I know the Bengals are 0-2, but to be fair, I think the Patriots might be decent this year, and then they played the Chiefs. Those are their 2 losses. Maybe the Patriots aren't good and that was a fluke. I have no idea, but those are 2 games we should not be winning either way. I mean, upsets happen, but no. Ooh, it is a strong QB class, though. That's lucky. But we have some re-signings to worry about. I don't know how many of these players I even want back. Jason Pinnock, I know Giants fans like. I think he's solid, but he isn't interested. I just don't know if he's the long-term option. Honestly, do I want anyone back here? I guess it would be kind of unrealistic to not not sign anyone, but like Nick McLeod is the only guy who's interested in. Isaiah McKenzie, kinda. Like, I don't know. I kind of just want to make this my own team. Like, if these guys aren't interested, I'm not gonna force them to come back. And I don't know if we're gonna pick up either of these fifth-year options. I guess probably Thibodeau because he's so cheap, but he's been kind of terrible. I mean, last year he got a lot of sacks because he got to go up against like the Jets and the Seahawks and the Patriots. Like, he literally got the gauntlet of the worst offensive lines. And this year he's been terrible, so I don't know. And then Evan Neal, no. So really not much to do here. No re-signings. So let's get to the end of the year and we will see if we can make the playoffs in 2024 with the New York Giants. I mean, anything's possible even in real life. The Giants could somehow bounce back. I doubt it, but maybe. But we'll see what happens here. I really hope we don't make the playoffs. I would like a good pick, please. But of course, in year number 1, we make the playoffs with the Giants. We go 9-8. Again, you never know. I guess the Giants could bounce back in real life, but let's be real. That's probably not happening. But let's check out the season stats. Okay, making the playoffs was definitely no help from Daniel Jones. 3,100 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. These would be bad stats for real life, but for Madden, this is like especially horrible. I guess not even the worst QB in the league in terms of passer rating. Kirk Cousins threw 24 picks. And the Titans signed Ryan Tannehill. I mean, some team's probably going to sign him. I don't know if it's going to be the Titans again. He was awful. So yeah, Daniel Jones, it'll definitely be justified when we get rid of him. Devin Singletary was okay. Did get 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns, but only 3.8 per carry. But Malik Neighbors, as a rookie, almost 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, almost 800 for Slayton. I didn't even know I started him. Oh yeah, I guess I did. I wanted to get Wan'Dale Robinson more catches, though. That's tough. Theo Johnson, as a rookie, 460 yards. I'm not the biggest Theo Johnson fan, but there is upside there, so who knows. And then, of course, Jermaine Illuminor was bad, but Andrew Thomas, 11 sacks allowed as the number 4 ranked left tackle in the league. Love that. But Bobby Okereke, 116 tackles, TFLs 13 for Burns, 12 for Chapman, 10 for Lawrence. Good rookie year for Chapman. I mean, no sacks, but 12 TFLs, that's nice. I mean, that would be really good for real life, but for Madden, TFL numbers are really high. In sacks, 10.5 for Kayvon Thibodeau. One of the most hit or miss players in this game. He can get like 15 sacks in a year. He can also get like 2. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, if he keeps playing like this, he developed all the way up to an 82. Okay, we'll definitely take that. So he should definitely be a long-term piece here, but 10 sacks for Lawrence, only 8 for Burns, and then picks 5 for Okereke. Really good first year here. 2 for Tyler Nubin, and then 1 for a few players, including Kayvon Thibodeau. That's interesting. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Big surprise. It's the same top 5 as always, just no Dak. Well, he's at number 6. But the white boy Cooper Kupp wins Offensive Player of the Year. I've been seeing a lot more Cooper Kupp Offensive Player of the Years lately. A lot more than Madden 24. But Bobby Okereke at number 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson wins it, which he's definitely on pace to do. But Kayvon Thibodeau at 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Malik Neighbors, though. I'm always surprised to see it not be a quarterback. Caleb at 5, Jaden Daniels at 3, and then Braden Fisk wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. No Elijah Chapman at all? I mean, I guess he had no sacks, but I thought the TFLs would be enough. Apparently not, but that's fine. But in the wild card, we are going to be taking on the Green Bay Packers. I don't even know if they're going to make it. You know, it's always tough with a quarterback injury. I guess it should be short term, but we'll see. I mean, probably. They were even fine with Malik Willis, but let's see if we can already win a playoff game. I think what I need to do for these in the future is force the games that have already happened. Like, I should have made the Giants 0-2 to start out. I mean, we went 1-1. We beat the Commanders, which, you know, it was a close game in real life, but yeah, I should have done that. That would have pushed us to 8-9 and we would have missed the playoffs, but I mean, still. We went on a 4-game win streak. We won 5 out of these 6. The only one we lost was a 7-9 game against the Ravens. Don't the Ravens have like issues with the Giants though? I don't know, maybe I'm just making that up, but I feel like their record like is surprisingly bad recently against the Giants. I don't know. But anyways, let's see if we can win our first playoff game. Okay, thankfully we don't. Good. This is the the most happy I've ever been about losing a playoff game. A lot of the time I'm fine with it because we don't deserve it, but this time I'm genuinely relieved. Also, the difference between our offense and defense. We had the third worst offense and the third best defense for points per game. That's something. But let's get into the good part. Let's get into this first off season. I don't even know how much we're going to do in free agency, honestly, because I don't know how our cap space is going to look. I mean, we don't have a lot right now. We have 13 mil. It should be a lot more than that, probably like 50 something, but I'm more so looking to the draft. And in the Super Bowl, I mean, we have a Super Bowl rematch. That's fun. Love that it doesn't tell me the score. That's cool. The Chiefs destroyed the 49ers 28-10, so I definitely won't complain as a Seahawks fan. And also, I guess this is some good news for us. Lane Johnson retired. What? The Cardinals re-signed Chandler Jones, apparently. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's ever going to be on an NFL team again. Unfortunately, I think he has CTE. You hate to see it. But we will obviously pick up the 5th year for Kayvon Thibodeau. He's a little more expensive now, but I'm fine with that. And you know, I'm sure people will get mad in the comments, as always, that I'm not re-signing anyone, but these players are literally not interested at all. Darius Slayton, not interested. Azeez Ojulari, not interested. Evan Neal, I'm not interested, but I guess this is just the 5th year. Jason Pinnock, not interested. I guess we could re-sign Nick McLeod, but we have enough corners on the roster. I guess we're going to be losing Isaiah Simmons, who, I mean, he's listed as a slot corner on their depth chart. I just think he should be a straight-up safety, but whatever. I guess we'll re-sign Nick McLeod. I would re-sign Tommy DeVito, but he's not interested. Same with Drew Lock. But we just don't have a need for any of those players. Very few of them start, and of the ones who do, they're easily replaceable. Was that a sentence? Did I say any of that right? I don't know, but you know what I mean. We just don't need them. But in free agency, ooh. Okay, it's the usual suspects. You know, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, Amari Cooper, Ryan Kelly, Paulson Adebo. But some of these players look a little more interesting to me than usual. Amari Cooper. He is 31, that's the issue. He does have 6 offers. He's gonna want a long-term deal, and I just don't know if I want to give that to him. I would do 2 years for 38.8. The Cardinals have a big offer. I don't want to compete with that. I'm good. Even by the end of those 2 years, he's gonna be like a 79 overall. How about Najee Harris, though? I've seen him do super well in this game. He did well here. He did better than Devin Singletary. But I mean, Nick Chubb, we've tried so many times to get him in rebuilds, but he just never signs with us. I don't know if that's like the most realistic move ever. I mean, maybe they'll see what Saquon's doing for the Eagles and be like, hey, we might need a running back of that caliber back. We miss what we once had. But I mean, I don't know. If we're being realistic, he is coming off a big injury in real life, which especially for a running back is scary. And he already has 17 offers. I would guess those are some big ones. Yeah, that's a lot of green. I mean, I like Devin Singletary. I like Tyrone Tracy a lot. I even like Eric Gray. I don't know how they're gonna do here, but I feel like we have bigger issues than running back. Honestly, I think we have bigger issues than everyone who's available here. Like, it's a lot of corners. There are receivers, but not ones that are very good or young. Literally, all of the top 4 receivers are at least 31. Yeah, I mean, this is just not a great free agent class for us. Ooh. I like Morgan Moses, but he's 34 and not interested. You know what, though? Jermaine Illuminor wasn't great. This is weird. This is something I wouldn't normally do, but I will sign a really old player here. I want to do something, all right? I would feel bad literally avoiding free agency completely. So we'll try to sign Morgan Moses. He does sign with us. That should be an upgrade, hopefully. But all right, let's get to the good part. Let's get to the draft. But okay, in the draft, we pick at number 21. Again, I feel like this team will be picking a lot higher in real life, but I guess the rest of the playoff teams are mostly realistic, maybe. But it's really tough that we don't have a high pick because really the only good QBs in this class are top 5 talents, and we just simply don't have enough value to be trading up to number 3. I mean, we have the value, it's just we can't sacrifice like a first next year and the next year and like all of our seconds. I don't know if it would be that expensive, but I mean, it might be. We're trading up from 21 to at least 3. Like, I just don't think we have the value to do that. Like, we're not in the position to be trading up that high. And there's really not another QB who's even close to worth it. I will say, though, if one of these QBs falls to... God, this is going to sound crazy, but if one of these QBs falls to us, we should maybe think about it. I know they're not going to be even close to worth it right now, but we can develop them. I guess we would be doing... It would be about like the Giants taking Daniel Jones at number 6. I mean, it's definitely a little different than that, but it is still a reach, I guess. I don't know. We just don't have the value to trade up. Now, if those good QBs start to fall, we will trade up for one of them. Neither of them have been taken yet. Once one goes, Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, maybe we can trade up. Okay, Michael Booth went to the Saints, which, you know, Derek Carr's having a way better year than I expected. But that does actually leave Anthony Callaway on the board. Okay, trading up for number 10 is a little different than trading up for number 3, where Booth was projected to go. And Callaway was obviously projected to go at 2, but that didn't happen. I'm assuming the Rams would trade up, or would take a QB here, with Stafford being old, and he probably regressed. Or retired. Okay, that too. And they don't have a second or a fifth. They would realistically be in the market to trade down. All right, let's do this. But okay, weird trade here. We're going to be giving them our second round pick for the next 2 years to trade up from 21 to 10. And we're going to get a fourth this year. So they get an extra second next year and get to trade up their fourth for a second. But let's take, hopefully, our quarterback of the future, Anthony Callaway. I might change his face because I hate that one. I don't know a single NFL player that looks like that isn't a lineman. I mean, most linemen have beards too. Now, there's gotta be some reason that Booth went over Callaway. Unfortunately, I think Callaway could have normal dev and he might be ranked like 22 or something, but that's still worth it when you're taking a QB. So we're gonna pick him, ranked 14, A+ pick, and he does have a dev trait. Never mind, that's a great pick. But again, I'm changing that face immediately. But now no second round pick, unfortunately. So in the third round, is there anyone good that's left? Oh, there is. One of my focus scouts. Let's go. So I focus scouted Mason Knight because he had a deep route, and then Quincy Terry. Y'all know I love me some playmaker receivers. It's kind of an abusive relationship because they always have normal dev, but B short route, B medium route, A catching, A spec catch. Only C awareness, which, you know, it kind of surprises me he's a first and not like first to second. I guess maybe he is a later first, but I mean, he does have a few A ratings, so those could be really good. So we are, now do we really need to draft another receiver? I don't know, because we already have quite a few young receivers. We mostly need to sign one more than draft one, but I mean, I'm not going to pass up on a first round talent, whether we need him or not. Ranked number 20, does have hidden dev though. That's only a good pick. Ranked 20, picked him at 85. Like, what's the logic for how good a pick is? I don't get it. But now round 4. Oh yeah, I forgot we have 2 fourth round picks. I want a lineman, but I don't really see any amazing ones, unfortunately. I think I focus scouted Babineau. He's solid 3rd to 4th round talent, but he isn't great. There are some D tackles who look really good, but as I always say, their defensive tackles are always deceiving in Madden. We should probably take a D lineman though. I mean, our D line is not great. I just don't know which one. Is there like a massive, yeah, Tresman Gary, weird name. I don't like that, but 43 bench reps. That was only second. He also ran a 5.52. That might be the slowest 40 I've ever seen in this game, which makes sense because he's 380 pounds. Who's stronger though? Either Loud or Minter. 41 reps for Loud. He doesn't look as good. And then Minter has 46 reps. Now we need more of a defensive end than a nose tackle. Also, wait, did I pause the draft clock? Okay, I did. Good. But I mean, I don't know. Minter looked pretty great. Where is he? He's the last defensive tackle on the board. I mean, there's got to be some issue with him. I guess he's just not that good of a run defender and not a great pass rusher, but A play rec, B awareness, really good strength. Here's what I'll do. I'll take a guard first just because I'm scared of our line. Babineau's whatever. We knew that. We just need somebody else. And now last pick I'm going to show. Let's take Minter. I'll probably even end up taking another D lineman, but Caleb Minter, welcome to the team. Ranked 81. Okay, I thought he could be even better, but 99 strength hidden dev. This wasn't like the flashiest draft class ever, but we got some really interesting players. Also, he looks nothing like his picture. The faces in this game are so interesting, man. But okay, in the draft, again, obviously not like the flashiest ever. Honestly, even worse than I expected, but I mean, still good. Did I forget to set strong draft classes? I might have. No, I set strong. The 14th best player was only a 77. This might have just been a horrible draft class. I don't know, but I mean, did what we could. Callaway, 77 overall, we'll take it. Hidden dev, I mean, that's an upgrade over Daniel Jones. We'll have to see how early we can release Daniel Jones, unfortunately. I don't think anyone would trade for him, maybe like a late round pick, but that's a big contract to take on, so probably not, unless they're like super desperate, but again, probably not. But Quincy Terry, 76 overall hidden dev, he'll be our number 2, probably, either him or Wan'Dale Robinson, but 92 excel, 86 spec catch, 85 catching, good route runner, not the best deep route, but still solid. And then Babineau's fine, Minter's solid, and then I ended up taking Mason Knight. He was a 2nd to 3rd round talent receiver, no dev trait, but he's good. Good speed. Use the other receiver I focus scouted. I'm sure there was someone better. I didn't feel like looking, or I just didn't even think to. And then my last pick was Enrique White. Not great, but oh, he did have hidden dev. I never even checked that. I just took him because he had really good strength. I figured he wasn't the best, but I just wanted more depth, and I guess it worked out because again, he has a dev trait. But was this just a terrible class? Like, that didn't feel very good. Ooh, yeah, maybe. 75, 75, 73, 74, 73. There were only 2 players that went in the top 10 that were better than the quarterback we took. That was AJ Westbrook and Michael Booth. So we did pretty well. I guess I wish we could have gotten Michael Booth, but Callaway is 2 years younger. So that... Callaway might have been a better pick. Let me change his face before I forget. Ooh. I don't know if I've ever seen this face before. Sure. Why does his hair look like it's painted on or something? Sure, let's stay weird, I guess. There were some really good players in this class, though. Just the first round wasn't great, but the early second. Earl Spears, an 82 overall linebacker. Andrew Barnes and Dalvin Mullins, both 82 overall safeties. And then Keyshawn Applewhite, another crazy name, 81 overall safety. I mean, we traded away our second round pick, but I guess these players would have went before our second round pick, so that's fine. But all right, let's get into year 2, and we'll see how the team's looking. I'm feeling a lot better about it already. But okay, here's a look at the team looking much better than last year. I also realized I forgot to go over dev traits that we got in the offseason. Malik Neighbors went up to superstar for obviously winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Probably already should have had it, but whatever. At least he has it now. Better late than never. And then Brian Burns went up to X Factor, so that's cool. Kayvon Thibodeau didn't get superstar though for some reason. I don't know why. So there's your dev trait update, a whole 2. Yippee. But I feel a lot better about this team than last year's team, so that means we'll miss the playoffs and go 5-12 probably, because we're actually decent on paper. Can't wait. But I mean, a pretty new look offense. Still a lot of the same players, but we'll see how Terry does as a rookie. Gained an overall through the preseason, so I guess that's cool. And obviously the biggest difference with this team is Anthony Callaway. I almost called him Antonio Callaway. Shout out Antonio Callaway though, not a very smart person. That's mean, sorry. But hopefully the O-line does better, specifically Andrew Thomas, and then the defense. Mostly the same, but the D-line is better. I also re-signed Jason Pinnock in free agency because I realized we didn't have a free safety. But the biggest difference is this D-line. I guess it isn't super different, but I mean, Caleb Minter already went up 2 overall throughout the preseason. That's interesting. We'll have to see what his dev trait is. I mean, anytime I hype up a player possibly having a good dev trait, they always have star, but we'll see. And you know, Dexter Lawrence went down 3 overall to defensive end, but whatever. He's still a 96. He should develop back up. He's also a 96 at outside linebacker. What? How are you as a 3-4 D end? Not even a 3-4 D end, a 342 nose tackle. Like, it just doesn't make sense that he's the same overall at defensive end as he is as an outside linebacker. Like, that's crazy. Whatever. But yeah, this is the D-line we're going with. I wish Chapman got star dev, but whatever. But all right, let's get into the year, and I can't wait to be 2-5 at the midseason. Okay, Malik Neighbors got X Factor. It seems really easy to hit breakouts. I think there was a glitch last year in Madden 24 where there legitimately was, like, you would hit every single breakout, even if you didn't get the stats or something like that. That's kind of what it feels like again. I don't know. I mean, there are some we don't hit, but it feels like there's always a very good chance you're gonna get a dev trait. I mean, it wasn't that hard of a goal. I mean, it was pretty good though, 125 yards and a touchdown, so apparently Malik Neighbors got that. And Devin Singletary's gonna get a breakout. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna hit it. No, he didn't. Okay, cool. But yep, we're even worse than I expected. We are 1-5 despite having a better team than last year. I mean, I know other teams in the league obviously got better too, but we were 4-3 at the midseason last year. Why are we 1-5 now? All right, Anthony Callaway's not having the best rookie year. Devin Singletary kind of sucks. How's the blocking? That's the big thing. Morgan Moses is terrible. Jermaine Illuminor, 3 sacks from right guard. I think I'm gonna put in Babineau. I was thinking about that at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year, but I was like, he doesn't have a dev trait. I don't know if I want to try to develop him, but mine as well. So that's tough. It's a certified EA moment if I've ever seen it. Getting better, yet performing way worse. And we have some pretty important re-signings. Not like the biggest names in the world, but pretty good players. Wan'Dale Robinson, Micah McFadden, who I don't even think is starting for the Giants for some reason. Ooh, okay. I don't think we're going to bring either of these two back, at least with how they're playing. I think they're both good in real life, but not here. But Wan'Dale, we will re-sign. We'll have to go very player-friendly for both of these guys, but 5 years? Why? I don't want to give Wan'Dale Robinson a 5-year deal. Not that I don't think he's necessarily worth it, but like that's just not realistic. How about 3 years, 31? He doesn't take it, obviously. And then same deal for Micah McFadden. I don't want to give him a 5-year deal. I'd go 3 years, 33. He doesn't take it. He would not get a contract like that in real life either, but whatever. So we'll see if we can re-sign those two at the end of the year, but like nobody's interested in re-signing. Not the players I want, at least. So that's tough. That's never fun. But all right, unsurprisingly rough year 2. This is how we should have done last year, and then this year we should be doing closer to how we did last year. Shocking, I know. Unrealistic simulation in Madden, no way. Also, it just keeps getting better. The position I want, interior O-line, is the 3 weaknesses of this draft class. All 3 positions are all 3 weaknesses. That's fun. All right, let's get to the end of the year. But okay, we somehow finish 8-9. We really bounced back. Still missed the playoffs, but hey, we'll take 8-9. What? Can we, like, start a petition to get the NFL to drop EA? I think that is the first 17-0 team I have seen this year. And of course, it is the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, furthering my theory, it's when we are a division rival of them. I don't know why it makes your division rivals always perform better than they usually do, but it feels like more than a theory at this point. I feel like that's an actual thing. I don't know, maybe it's confirmed that it is. I love this game, if you couldn't tell. Anthony Callaway was okay as a rookie. 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 19 picks, though. Not great. I mean, the touchdowns are cool. The yards are fine. The picks, though. But Devin Singletary, I definitely want a new running back. Very similar year to the one he had last year. But Malik Neighbors, 1,400 yards, looks like the only bright spot on our offense so far. 11 touchdowns. Almost 1,000 for Quincy Terry as a rookie, though. 7 touchdowns. 700 for Wan'Dale. We'll take it. And the blocking wasn't even bad. John Runyon was terrible, but Morgan Moses was good. Andrew Thomas was really good for Madden standards. And then thankfully we benched Illuminor because Babineau was great, and then John Michael Schmitz was great. Where did this come from? Of course, the year I set O-line as our focus position is the year it does amazing. I mean, we still probably need a left guard, but whatever. Let me complain, all right? But Bobby Okereke, 120 tackles, 113 for McFadden, 11 TFLs for Kayvon Thibodeau, 10 for Brian Burns, but sacks? Caleb Minter. Oh, I guess he's not a terrible pass rusher. Okay, I was gonna say, he only has star dev, which, of course, I was hyping him up after the preseason, and of course he has star dev. Did I say normal? I don't know. But, I mean, monster rookie year for him. 11.5 sacks. We'll take it. Only 8.5 for Lawrence, only 8 for Burns, 7 for Thibodeau. I mean, good pass rush overall. It's just not the players that I thought would be good. I still also don't think... Oh, no, Elijah Chapman did finally get half a sack. I mean, half a sack over 2 years isn't great, especially when you're, supposed to be an athlete and should have upside as a pass rusher, but whatever. But 2 picks for Phillips, 2 for Banks, and then 1 for like 5 different players. But MVP goes to Dak. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Also, Michael Booth up there for MVP. Also, Russell Wilson on the Titans. Sure, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. Malik Neighbors all the way down at 9 with 1,400 yards. And of course, I don't want to talk about it. No Giants up here. Deion Jones in the year of our Lord 2025 at this point. What are we doing? Wow, a Cowboys player wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. No way. Quincy Terry at number 3, Anthony Callaway at 5, and we get cucked for Defensive Rookie of the Year. The more I play this game, the more I get sick of it. All right, what did the Cowboys do? I saw Dak 5,100 yards, 50 touchdowns over there on the right, only 8 picks. They had 3 at least 1,100 yard receivers. Oh, and Micah Parsons ties the sack record. Wait, is it 23.5 or 22.5? I can't remember. Either way, that's a lot of sacks that he has not hit in his career in real life. Also, that's fun. Some rebuilds are just like this, man. Let's hope that changes in year 3. Year 2 is usually the especially painful year. Year 2 and year 4 are the painful years. Let's hope we can be a little more realistic in year 3. We haven't had too many disgusting Super Bowls, though. I mean, Chiefs 49ers and Ravens Eagles. I mean, the Ravens aren't really off to the best start in real life, but I mean, they're still a good team. They just, well, maybe they're a good team. I don't know. Not horribly unrealistic. It's not like Jags Raiders or like Panthers or something. Wait, Jags Raiders isn't possible. That's 2 AFC teams. Whatever. I'm off to a rough start today. We'll pick up the 5th year for Deonte Banks. Can't wait for him to reject us next year. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm not giving you a 5-year deal. I'll go 3 years 41. That's fine. Doesn't take it. Whatever. You're the number 3 here. And then Micah McFadden, 3 years 36. He does take it. Okay, cool. That's a bit of an overpay, but I mean, we'll have cap space. Cap shouldn't be an issue. And then everyone else, I mean, oh, it looks like Morgan Moses retired. Okay. I was gonna say, he was actually really good, but of course he retired. But I mean, I'm good on everyone else. It's just backups. I guess Elijah Chapman, he should still be under contract because he was on a UDFA deal. Okay, we'll bring him back for that 3rd year, and then we'll probably let him go. But also Mike Gore, he's a backup. I don't really care. All right, let's get into free agency. We'll see if there's anyone good. I hope so. Also, I think it might be time. How's the Daniel Jones deal looking? Still would only save us 11 mil? Is this like crazy backloaded? What did they do with it? It is. Ew. Why? Did they not put an out in his deal? Or is Madden just stupid? I mean, I guess maybe it was last year. I don't know. Whatever. It's not even really worth cutting him. We don't really need money. But, oh. Now, wait a minute. I don't want to keep referencing Saquon Barkley to the Eagles because I'm sure that's a pain point for Giants fans. I apologize. But what if we made up for the possible sins there and stole from another division rival? The only problem is we really don't need pass rush. I don't know. I mean, Micah Parsons is ridiculous in this game, and Brian Burns is not ridiculous in this game at all. Okay, we're bordering on unrealistic here for sure. The Steelers are also interested. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it was just a fun idea. I don't know. We're gonna have to sign a really big player at some point, but we have bigger needs than pass rush for now. And the Steelers have a big offer. Oh, I do want to check. What are our dev traits? I'm assuming we got mostly stars from the draft, unfortunately, but did we get any superstars? Okay, Terry has superstar. That's cool. Callaway obviously only has star. That's what I expected. I mean, it isn't obvious. I just expected that. There had to have been some reason he lasted to 10. But Minter, we knew he only had star, didn't get superstar because the game hates me, even though he had a monster rookie year. But Andrew Phillips went up to superstar. That's cool. Jason Pinnock went up to star. I guess that's cool. But that's it. This is tough. Back-to-back years, I want to do something in free agency. I just don't know what to do. For our positions in need, there really isn't much. Like, we need a lineman. I guess there are some good tackles. Braden Smith, I've had some rough experiences signing Braden Smith in Madden. Should we just go with Ol Reliable here? Oh, did he crash my game? Nope, we're good. I mean, he wasn't that good for the Panthers this last year, apparently. 9 sacks allowed, but I trust him more than I trust Braden Smith. I just want to do a 1-year deal, though. We could also sign Ike Ekwonu and play him at guard, but okay, no thanks. Never mind. I was gonna say we shouldn't do that because I set guard as our focus position or just interior O-line, but even if I didn't, I would not want to sign 16 sacks allowed last year. I'm good. Though I don't know what I did. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. God, Micah Parsons is just staring right at me. I want to sign him. It just doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'm really just holding out, waiting for a good free agent running back. I guess last year was the time to sign one, but Nick Chubb had offers. It wasn't the most realistic. And I guess I'll offer Wan'Dale Robinson a cheap-ish deal. Just player-friendly in 2 years, but again, we're being kinda conservative here in free agency, just because, like, again, what we need is not really here. I mean, what do we even really need? Other than running back and O-line, I guess maybe an upgrade at corner or safety, but those are easy things to draft, so I don't know. And there just really isn't a great one here, other than Charvarius Ward, but he's not interested, of course. Why would he be? Oh, wait, I kind of like Daxton Hill. Okay, I don't need to go very player-friendly. We'll just go neutral. Gives us the lead. Okay, that makes this a little more interesting. Wan'Dale Robinson, which we might not get him. He might go to the Commanders, but he hasn't been getting much production anyways. Taylor Moton, who I do want. Hopefully we can get him. I might go I think I did go player-friendly, just a 1 year, and that's only a mid-offer. That's fine. We'll see if he takes that. And then Daxton Hill. So let's see if these 3 sign. We do get Daxton Hill. I don't think we're going to get Wan'Dale, and maybe we'll get Taylor Moton. That's a lot of mid-offers. Okay, Wan'Dale Robinson doesn't sign. He goes to the Commanders, of course, and he's going to have 1,500 yards and 25 touchdowns next year. It's going to become the next Randy Moss. for them, I'm sure. Can't wait. Or I guess Santana Moss if we want to talk Commanders. I don't know. Taylor Moton, please sign with us. I guess we're out of offers for the week, but please, please, we need a right tackle so bad. Okay, he does thankfully sign when we sim the week. Again, this is not even close to the most flashy rebuild ever. We just had like a solid draft, a like quiet free agency, but we're fixing our needs, and that's what's important. Or at least we're trying to fix our needs. We're doing our best. And hey, we are up to an 86 overall, so we've been pretty successful at that. Actually, where does an 86 rank? It's not the best, but that's pretty solid. Like, we're 6 overall better than the Saints, 3 overall better than the Seahawks. The Ravens are a little better. The Eagles and 49ers are both 86s, same with the Cowboys. The Chiefs are an 87. We're close to the highest overall team in the league already. The Steelers have an 88 for some reason. They have an insane defense, but we're only 2 overall off of that. Oh, they got Micah Parsons. Of course they did. That's why they're an 88. Cool. I guess at least he goes to the AFC. That's good, but I'm sure we'll play them this year. They also got Charvarius Ward. They are not messing around with that defense. But all right, let's get into our second draft, and let's see what we can do. But in the draft, we pick at number 15. The Falcons and Dolphins have the top 2 picks. Interesting. Also, the Cowboys went 17-0 and got eliminated in the divisional. If that isn't the most Madden thing ever, I guess the most Madden thing ever would be them going 17-0 and winning the Super Bowl, but I guess that's a Cowboys type thing. You know, hey, I'll give Madden that. It's realistic. Good regular season, bad playoffs. But thankfully, there are some good safeties in this draft. Also some good centers, but we found 2 top 5 talent safeties, Amari Roberts and Peter Lehman. At least one of these guys should be available by the time we pick. Hopefully both. What is Peter Lehman's speed? Okay, there's a chance that Peter Lehman is the best player in the class. The only thing that says otherwise is his pursuit, but I mean, great speed and strength, elite acceleration. Can't wait for him to get picked 1 pick before us. That'll be catastrophic, but let's get to our first pick. We don't really have the value to trade up here. Did he get taken yet? I don't see him off the board. Oh, he is. Wait, where'd he go? Am I blind? I am. He went 2 picks before us. I guess that's better than 1, but I'm still going to go with Amari Roberts. I mean, maybe we could wait a little bit technically. Where's he supposed to go? Pick 25. Okay, we couldn't wait much. We couldn't trade down much. I do kind of want a second, but how bad do I want a second round pick? Are there any centers that should be available round 3? Ooh, gonna be cutting it close. Maybe we should trade this down. But can we get a second round pick just trading from 15 to like 20? I don't really think so. Let's not risk it just for the sake of risking it. We'll just hope that one of the centers are available. We'll go with Amari Roberts here. Not the best cover safety, but obviously a very good run defender. He is the best player in the class. Okay, not what I expected, but some of those A ratings must be A pluses. Now we'll just get to the third round. If one of those centers aren't there, that's fine, because there were some good guards. Not as good, but still good. Okay, yeah, both of the centers are gone, but there are a few first-round talents. Who do I think is the best? Pharrell or Carson? They're both the same age. Are either of them a scheme fit? What's our scheme? I think it's agile, right? Yeah, it is. So we'll go with Artie Pharrell. I guess we could maybe wait, because he's a projected day 3 pick, but whatever. Ranked 34, got him at 79. We will definitely take that. And Hidden Dev, great pick. This draft should look a lot better on paper than last year's. But I found something you want to look for in Madden draft classes. A 20-year-old prospect, Damon Tulloch, out of Mississippi State. I love seeing people younger than me being much more successful than me. That always makes me happy. I mean, he's not real, but still. But of course, insane combine, as every D-line is just, or every D-line min is absurdly athletic in Madden. They run like linebacker 40 times, but we will definitely take him. Not the best. Oh, this is the first like 20-year-old prospect I've ever taken that isn't good. No dev trait, not a very good overall. That's rough. Whatever, I guess we needed more D-line depth. Let's see, there are 2 elite strength D tackles. Neither of them look all that good though. Let's just go with another lineman. Oh, nope, never mind. They're all UDFAs. Okay, let's go with... Ooh, Kentrell Baker actually looks really good. Or Barker. I was just not focus scout, but I always sort by elite agility for receivers and look for ones that have both elite agility and acceleration. He also has elite speed and change of direction, which I mean, he ran a 4.31, which is good, but I've seen 4.24 receivers have like elite speed and solid acceleration and like solid everything else, which is so stupid. And then they only have like 97 speed and 90 excel. Again, I love this game if you can already tell. But A deep route, B spec catch, B catch in traffic, he isn't just an athlete. He has good stats. So, I don't know, he might not be amazing, but he looks pretty good. Ranked 133. He at least does have hidden dev. This started off as a really good class, but some of these picks got a little disappointing. I mean, at least he has hidden dev. 98 speed, 98 agility, 99 excel. We'll take it. That's way too fast for just a 4.31. A 4.31 is good, but like, come on. But okay, we did very well with especially our first pick. Amari Roberts, 84 overall. We really had no way of knowing how good some of these ratings were. Again, A pluses need to be a thing. I've said it a billion times. I'm sure it's never gonna happen because this is franchise mode and not MUT, and they would never add anything to franchise mode until there's backlash from the community. I'm full of love and joy today, if you couldn't tell. But really good run defender, we'll take it. Sounds good. I think we'll move Noob into free safety and keep Roberts at strong because, you know, he's not the... I mean, he's an 80 overall zone safety. Like, he's not bad in coverage. He's just way better used as a box safety. But Artie Farrell is solid. 75 overall, we'll take it. He'll start at right guard, I think. Maybe, we'll see. Probably left. I trust him more than Runyon and whatever the guy's name was that started last year that we benched. Wow, names are not coming to me. You know who I'm talking about, maybe. Our starter at right guard last year. And then Tolik is not that good, and Barker is solid, but I don't see him having a role. Oh, I see why he's not that good of an overall. I mean, look at his ratings. How is this dude not better than a 72? 98 speed, 99 excel, 81 catch in traffic, 84 spec catch, 80 deep route, 98 agility. The reason he's not that good, or at least one of the reasons, is he has 48 awareness. That's tough. But the CPU picked a couple decent players. Larry Randolph, does he have a dev trait? Ooh, he does. Are we feeling an X factor here? I mean, he's a blocking tight end because there are so many X factor worthy blocking tight ends in real life, definitely. And then David Lowry sucks. That's cool. He at least has a dev trait though. But all right, let's get into year 3 and hopefully we can do better than last year, but we didn't even end up doing that bad last year. Just hopefully we can do well enough to make the playoffs. But so far, I mean, 9-8, 8-9, we've definitely made this team better than the real life Giants. I think that's pretty safe to say, especially on paper. But okay, here we are heading into year number 3. Up to an 85, I guess we went down one. That always happens from the offseason to the start of the year for some reason, but whatever. But I'm feeling good. I don't know if that, you know, I guess I felt good last year. I at least feel good about the team on paper, I'll say that. Now, how will we do? I don't know. Are we gonna end up changing our playbooks? Absolutely. I'm gonna guess either 2 or 3 wins at the midseason. Maybe we can be better. I don't know. Just obviously depends on how this team plays. There isn't really a position group that, like, is terrible on paper, other than, I guess, tight end. But Theo Johnson's developed. It's just he's still only a 77. Oh, what? He's not even starting caliber? He's ranked 37 out of 77? Okay, I might need to lower XP sliders for tight ends. I have them super high because a lot of the time, if tight ends do well, they don't develop, but apparently they do now. What I don't like is a lot of them become solid, but it's hard for them to become super good. Like, yeah, Laporte is only an 89, I guess playing up to a 90. Maybe I should leave him because it looks like the good ones are still struggling to develop a whole lot. But either way, we might want to find a new tight end after the year, if there is one. And then, of course, the defense, I say as I accidentally skip over to special teams, looking really good. Really no holes here on paper at all, other than, I guess, Elijah Chapman, but he won't play that much. He'll be more of a third piece to these two. But I mean, we have a good slot corner in Dax Hill. I think he's an outside corner now in real life. He's played like every position for the Bengals. But we'll move him back to the slot here. We'll play Phillips on the outside and then Banks obviously on the outside. Hill's just our highest overall slot corner, so we'll put him there. But all right, let's get into year 3. Let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we can finally do well. I guess we did year 1, but hopefully we can finally do well when we actually deserve it. But yep, I know this game too well. We are 3-4. That was, I said either, what did I say, 2-5 or 3-4? We are 3-4, of course. Our offense, man, it has not been good at one single point in this entire rebuild. I think we're gonna switch the playbook, finally. I don't know what to, but we'll switch it to something. Weird records. Vikings 0-6. That's rough. That's surprising. JJ McCarthy's a monster in this game, so that's really surprising. But let's see, how's the blocking doing this year? Or the better question is, which one of our linemen are underperforming massively? It is John Michael Schmitz and Andrew Thomas. Fun. Well, I'm not gonna bench Andrew Thomas, obviously, but we'll bench John Michael Schmitz. I don't know who we're gonna bench him for, but somebody. I guess John Runyon, that works. Sure, that's weird, but sure. Was he a center in college? I don't know, but again, I have interior O-line as our focus position because it's still not perfect. And of course, it's 2 out of the 3 weakest positions in the class. But we have some more re-signings, of course. Thankfully, Daniel Jones will be off our books. Where is he? There he is. Not interested? Well, neither am I. Some team will probably pick him up. He might even start next year, and he'll probably be a monster, knowing how much this game loves me. But Kayvon Thibodeau, how's he doing this year? I mean, we'll re-sign him either way because he's interested and he's been pretty good, but he's slowly trending down, but we'll still re-sign him. 4 years, almost 80 mil. That's a fine deal. He takes it. Jalen Hyatt isn't interested. He's kind of our number 4 at this point, unfortunately. Devin Singletary has not been good. Jason Pinnock is a backup. John Michael Schmitz is now a backup. Bobby Okereke isn't interested, but these 5-year deals, man, I don't want to do that, but I know the players only want the 5-year deals, which is annoying. And then the rest of it is just mostly backups. Ooh, I do want Taylor Moton back, but I'll re-sign him at the end of the year once he regresses. He also isn't interested, so he might just have to be a free agency re-signing. There are a lot of re-signings this year. We'll also have to pick up the 5th year for Malik Neighbors, which is going to be probably over 40 mil. It said 37, and it'll probably go up. But all right, let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how we finish. Not going to change the offensive playbook yet. I maybe should have, but we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise me. But okay, here we are at the end of year number 3, and if you've seen one of these videos before, y'all know why we're here. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe. Again, 2,000 likes and I will do another one of these next week. It'll let me know y'all want to see that. Again, sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel for some reason. And let me know what team I should do next. Preferably like one of the worst teams in the league, not being the Panthers or obviously Giants. And then question of the day. I think I've asked this before, but things have obviously changed since the last time I've asked it. But who do you think is gonna finish as the worst team in the NFL this year? I feel like the obvious answer is the Panthers, but I saw they're going to be benching Bryce Young for Andy Dalton, which doesn't sound great, but I mean, that's a pretty big upgrade. Andy Dalton is not horrible. He's maybe the best backup QB in the league, I would say. So I don't know. I still might answer the Panthers. I still unfortunately might answer the Giants. I don't know. But let me know down in the comments what team you think is going to be the worst in the league. I'm interested to see y'all's answers. I guess answer it like Giants are going to be the worst, so I don't think it's like you just saying what you would want to see me do next. I guess that's probably a bad question of the day to ask, huh? That's too similar to what the suggestions are going to be. Whatever, who cares? It ain't that deep. But here's how we're looking at the end of the year. Oh, I saw something. Okay, well, let's look at the offense first. So I think what I need to do is not point out when players develop a lot in the preseason, or it'll make them not have a dev trait. I noticed Barker had developed 2 overall in the preseason, but I didn't point it out, but he does have superstar. I'm glad I started him. That's huge. So the strat is apparently to not point it out, or else it'll take away their superstar magically, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, he very well could be our long-term option. I mean, he's already almost the same overall Wandale was. I don't know. That was a really good pick. Didn't look like it at the time, but that's why dev traits are the most important thing. Also, Randolph, of course, the blocking tight end, has superstar. Not quite X Factor, but still. How many even superstar pure blocking tight ends are there? I always say this, but like the only good one I can think of is Isaiah Oliver, if we're talking like pure blockers. I mean, there are really good blockers like George Kittle. There are a lot of good blocking tight ends who are also like even better receivers or as good of receivers, but I don't know, man. But on defense, not many hidden devs here, but like one of the 2 we had on defense was Amari Roberts, and he has X Factor. Now up to an 88 overall. What a pick that was. I'm glad the other safety went, or I wouldn't have even picked Amari Roberts. Maybe that's a skill issue, but I mean, the other safety on paper kind of did look better, at least, you know, before we drafted him, but Amari Roberts was obviously the right pick. But finally, in year number 3, we finished 10-7, but missed the playoffs. We are absolutely switching our offensive playbook. We had the best defense in the league, and we missed the playoffs. The Cowboys also went 10-7. The Eagles went 13-4. I love this game, if you can tell, once again. Eternal pain. Anthony Callaway was solid. Once we get a new offensive playbook, hopefully he'll start playing better. 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 picks. We'll have to decide what offensive playbook we want to go with, though. My headphones started talking to me, said low battery, and it scared me really bad as I was speaking. But almost 1,300 yards for Devin Singletary, his best year, I guess I would say by a lot, because he got a lot of yards, but he also got like a billion carries. Did get almost 1,300 yards, which is cool, but only 4 per carry. Like, that's good, but but I don't know, 15 touchdowns, we'll take it. He was good. Almost 1,200 yards for Malik Neighbors, though, 11 touchdowns. He's been a monster, too. I don't think he'll hit a 99 by the end of this, but, I mean, look at those stats. And then almost 1,000 yards for Quincy Terry. He's been so close both years. Barker with 800 yards as a rookie. Theo Johnson's been, like, consistently not great, but whatever. And then the blocking, Andrew Thomas was, I mean, he was on pace to do a lot worse, so I guess we'll take it. Babineau was not great. Moten was really good. Runyon was good. Well, he was fine. 4 sacks at center and 600 snaps wasn't great, but Farrell, only 2 sacks allowed. Wait, did I like mess up the depth chart? I wanted to have Farrell at left guard and Babineau at right guard, which is what they're listed as, right? Or that was weird. I put emphasis on the wrong word in that sentence. Whatever, forget it. Like, I wanted Farrell at left guard and Babineau at right guard, but that's what they're listed as, but I don't think that's what they were on the depth chart. Maybe I just forgot to reorder? Yeah, I guess so, but it worked out either way. The line was better than I expected. Still not amazing, but better than I expected. And then Bobby Okereke, 96 tackles, 20 TFLs for Lawrence, 14 for Thibodeau and Minter, and then 13 for Burns and sacks. 14 for Lawrence, but that was about it. 6.5 for Thibodeau, not great. Of course, as soon as we re-sign him. And then 6 for Burns, 4.5 for Minter. This is what I was saying, man. Brian Burns is not that good in Madden at all. I mean, don't murder me, Giants fans, but I feel like he's a little overrated in real life too, but especially in Madden, he really isn't great. I mean, I guess he had 8 sacks in real life this last year, then had 8 again, but then only 6 this year. Plus, it looks like he's playing, at least based off of tackle numbers, it looks like he's playing a lot more here than he ever has in real life. So he should be getting even more sacks than he does in real life, you know, by that logic, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, more playing time should equal more sacks, but he's getting, on average, less. But Deontay Banks, 3 interceptions led the team, 2 for Okereke and Newbin, and then 1 for a few players, including Roberts, who statistically didn't really have the best year. It doesn't even look like he played that much, though. I mean, he got a good amount of snaps, just didn't put up crazy stats. But MVP, we're really slowly trending back to, like, Madden 24. Every single year, it's either a Mahomes or Dak MVP now. I thought we had escaped that. Put me out of my misery. I'm so dramatic. But nobody up here for... I'm looking at the AFC. Puka Nacua wins Offensive Player of the Year. No Giants up here. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. Dexter Lawrence at 2. Can we win an award? We've been cucked so many times. Please. Barker at 4 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Randolph at 10. And then nobody up here for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Awesome. Well, we have an overall winning record throughout this rebuild. We just have only made the playoffs once. I mean, this was the best we've done record-wise. The AFC was apparently strong this year. I don't know. I love the Panthers making the playoffs over us. That's fun. They're probably a 79 overall. I don't know. I'm bitter. Let's get into the offseason. Possibly the final offseason. I guess it depends on how we do next year, but I want to change our offensive playbook, obviously. But we have a Chiefs-Packers Super Bowl. We still haven't had a horribly unrealistic Super Bowl, thankfully. I mean, I guess by this point, teams could be different, so it would be fine if we saw a weird team, but I don't know. But what was a good offense this year? I would assume Chiefs, yeah, obviously. It just always feels lame to go Chiefs. The Rams had a lot of passing yards, but their points per game weren't great. Bills is usually my go-to for both offense and defense. We could try Cowboys. Would that be a good move? Maybe. They weren't like absurd this year, but I mean, they were up there. I'm thinking either Bills, Eagles, or Cowboys. It would be a little sacrilegious to go Cowboys, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. But all right, let's get into the re-signing period. Again, possibly the final one of this rebuild. Like, we've definitely made the Giants better. We're just not performing as well as I'd like. I mean, we kind of are, but we're not at the same time. But 4 re-signings. The 5th year for Malik Neighbors is actually cheaper now, so we'll pick that up, obviously. I mean, it doesn't really matter if this is the final year. But Devin Singletary, what do we want to do? This was his first, like, good year. I mean, I know he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, but again, the yards per carry is what's important. He's just getting a billion carries. I'm not going to re-sign him. We might re-sign him in free agency because he is interested. Like, that's a risk I'm very willing to take. But we'll hope there is a better free agent running back. I'm not going to bring John Michael Schmitz back. Bobby Okereke just doesn't want to re-sign. I would go very player-friendly. I'll do 3 years. I know we can afford to do, like, 4 because this is the final year. It doesn't matter. But I want to be realistic. He just wouldn't get a 4-year deal at 31 years old. That's not going to happen. 3 might even be too long, but he doesn't take it. I mean, what can I really do? I don't know. We'll try to re-sign him in free agency. We'll see. But Chapman, I think we'll let go. McLeod, yeah, I'm fine just letting everyone here go. Ooh, Taylor Moton, though, we do want back, actually. I'd go very player-friendly. You know what? We have the money. I'd go very player-friendly 2 years. Do you want it? Okay, he does. Cool. He was really good, so it's worth it. He'll probably suck this year just because I said that. We'll let John Runyon go. But all right, we have a lot of money for the first time. I'll restructure and release whatever deals we can. Let's see, can we cut anyone? No, not really. I'm just happy to have the Daniel Jones deal off our books. That's the main thing here. But all right, let me just restructure everything that we can, and we'll see how much money we end up with. We might have a ton, because I haven't restructured anything yet. But okay, in free agency, ooh, we are up to 132 mil in Aiden Hutchinson, like 3-time defensive player of the year now. Oh my god. 25 sacks. Whoever said Madden was unrealistic? That's crazy. We passed on Micah Parsons, but I don't think we can pass on Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe we don't even need to go I just went player friendly, but we maybe don't even need to do that because there isn't another green offer for him, but we might as well. We have so much money. Jordan Love is here. Now that's really unrealistic, but I mean, he's much better than any quarterback play we've maybe ever had as the Giants, other than I guess Eli Manning, and I don't know. But unfortunately, they're just, other than the first year, there have not been good free agent running backs. I guess we'll re-sign Devin Singletary, but I might trade for one. I always say this, but the run game is so important in Madden. I mean, you know, you want to have a good running back in real life, but in Madden, the best teams are usually ones with the great running backs. Ooh, God, I'm in the mindset we're the Cowboys now. I don't know, I guess because we have the Cowboys offense, but I guess we could bring Dalton Schultz back to the Cowboys offensive scheme. Again, this feels like I'm committing a sin by saying stuff like that when we're the Giants, but whatever. It'd be an upgrade. He is older than Theo Johnson, obviously, but a higher overall. And I don't feel super comfortable with our offensive line still, obviously. I did set it as a focus position once again, but I still feel like we should sign somebody here just in case. God, Ryan Kelly has been a free agent every single year of this rebuild. We'll finally sign him. Ooh, those are some really good stats from George Karlaftis. He has 1 sack in the last 3 years. That's really cool. What is this game, man? What are we doing? He's an 85 overall. But in free agency, here's what we're gonna do. We do still have 30 mil left over. I just don't know what to do with it. I guess we could maybe sign someone like Ronnie Stanley, but like, what would we do with him? I feel like every time I sign him, he sucks. So maybe I don't want to do that. Yeah, there just isn't a lot else I want to do. How about, I don't know, we'll get safety depth. Antonio Johnson, sure. That uses up a little bit more of it. But like I said, I think we are going to make a trade. But Aiden Hutchinson is the big player we're going for. We have a big lead for him. I know we have 2 good overall pass rushers in Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau, but they're not really playing like it, especially last year. So we'll try to get someone who actually plays well most of the time. I mean, he'll probably only get like 11 sacks, maybe even less for us, but that's better than what we've had. I feel like I'm running out of breath. I feel like I'm talking too much. We'll try to get Bobby Okereke back. Hopefully we can. We are competing with the Seahawks and Cardinals for him. We're also going to go for Ryan Kelly, Devin Singletary, kind of reluctantly, Dalton Schultz, Leonard Williams. We'll try to bring him back to the Giants after scamming the Seahawks, unfortunately, for like a 2nd-round pick, while players like Jalen Ramsey's going for a 3rd, whatever. Of course, Antonio Johnson, and then Nakobe Dean, just in case we don't get Bobby Okereke. I mean, that wouldn't be ideal, but it would be better than not getting Bobby Okereke and then not having anyone to play linebacker. So hopefully we can get everybody here. That's the goal. It's not going to happen, but hopefully. Everybody signs, though. And wait, did we get everybody? Never mind, I lied. I lied right to you. I'm sorry. We do get everybody, it looks like. Aiden Hutchinson, Bobby Okereke, Ryan Kelly, Devin Singletary, Dalton Schultz, Leonard Williams, Antonio Johnson, and Nakobe Dean are all Giants. Now, you could absolutely argue that this is unrealistic, and to that I say, this is my rebuild and I do what I want. Plus, I mean, with how conservative we've been, this kind of balances out the realism of the other years. You know, this makes up for not being super aggressive in other free agent classes. So we still have 23 mil to work with, but this team is feeling pretty good. But let's maybe cook up a trade. I don't know what we're going to trade and which running back we're going to trade for, but we'll do something. But okay, this is going to be a really interesting trade. We are going to give up a 1st-round pick, which, again, I'm a little reluctant to do, but we are giving giving that up for Breece Hall and a second round pick we at least do get back. This is like the minimum we could trade. I wanted to just give a second round pick for Breece Hall, but we do have to go with the first. Again, we at least get a second back. I maybe could have gotten more back too, but I don't know what a running back like Breece Hall would get traded for. It's not like, I mean, running backs in general really don't get traded much at all. Who's even the last running back that got traded? That's actually a really good question. Not even a single one comes to mind. Wait, genuinely who? I guess Christian McCaffrey? I guess that wasn't that long ago. Feels like forever ago though. So yeah, I guess by that trade value, that was about a fair trade. I don't know. Either way though, we now have a star running back and that's what we needed. So let's get to the draft. No first round pick, but we do have 2 seconds, so we'll see what we can do. Should be able to still get some good players, I hope. But of course, we don't pick until the second round in the draft, and I haven't even looked at this draft really. I mean, this one, you know, as much as I hate to say it, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that would have mattered is if we got lucky enough to find like a top 5 talent safety here, which actually maybe. How fast is Webster? Solid speed, good excel. How fast is Rivers? Solid speed, good excel. Okay. He might actually be pretty good, but we don't really need him. We also have enough safeties. I just wanted to look in case there was like an insane one. Tyrus Kent looks good, but like 77 overall good, not like 80 something overall good. Terrence Landry looks solid, but only D player exceed F awareness. Drafting in the second round is kind of tough sometimes. Definitely harder than the first, believe it or not. So I think we're just gonna go with the easy pick. Mac McDonald. It's like someone with like a harsh accent trying to say Mike McDonald. Mac McDonald. He looks good. I wouldn't guess that he's like a mid-first. I would guess first to second, but close enough. We'll still take him. Ranked 13. Sounds good. And that was like, we didn't even really need him, but now we really don't need anything else. I mean, I guess he'll play at right guard maybe, but Babineau is fine. Maybe if there is a good corner left after this, we'll take one. Because like, we don't have the best corner group. That's probably our biggest weakness. It's just through the draft, unless it's the first round, it would be hard to find one here. Let's see, is there one with like elite speed or something? No. Parker Williams has great speed, elite excel. Ooh, why did I not notice him? I mean, I don't know if he's good enough to play for us, but he looks pretty good. I don't think he's great, but he's already 23 too, but we'll still take him. Parker Williams out of Oklahoma, sure. Ranked 16, got him at 54. That's a pretty good pick. He might be close to good enough to start. He'll probably be like a 77 or 8, so hey, we'll take it. But I'm probably done drafting. Let's see, actually, is there a good tight end? Because I guess we could maybe use more depth there. I focus scouted a couple, but they weren't great. Charles Jackson is fine. How about blocking tight ends? Show me a first round talent. No? Okay. Emmett McLean? Sure. Ranked 130? Okay, not great. All right, I'm done drafting. Let's see how we did. But okay, do I even need to talk about this draft class? I mean, this is like the most unimportant draft ever. I mean, we got good players, really good players, but I guess they're not as good as I was hoping. McDonald's is 77, which is about what I expected, but Williams is only a 76. There were some insane players early, but the fall off was pretty quick. There was only 178 overall. Floyd Pounds, what a name. But Marquis Bishop is an 86 overall corner. Pretty good. Honestly, I mean, other than the speed, oh, I guess he has 90 press. Okay, I was gonna say, he only has 82 man, 79 zone, but 90 press, 98 speed, well, that'll make you pretty good, believe it or not. But all right, let's get into the final year, and hopefully we don't disappoint. That's really all we can ask, but I probably shouldn't have said that. We'll see. But okay, here is a look at the team, up to an 89 overall after the offseason. I would assume one of the highest overall teams in the league. I doubt we're the highest. I would go another year, however, I wanted to have this video out in 7 minutes, so that's not gonna happen, but whatever. And either way, we've already definitely achieved the goal of making this a good team, clearly. I mean, really, what even on paper is considered a flaw? I guess like the O-line, technically, like this would be a really good overall O-line in real life, like 93, 79, 83, 80. But I mean, it's still good. An 80 overall is 19th for right tackles. A 78 is 22nd. That's not terrible, and he should develop a lot throughout the year. So, I mean, on paper, this is still a pretty good offensive line. It's just players have obviously developed here, so like an 80 isn't as good as it is in real life. You know what I mean? But the defense, I mean, it was super good last year. It's a 91 overall. It should be amazing, but it'll probably randomly be worse than last year. Our offense will probably be better, hopefully, and we'll probably finish somewhere like 9-8 and miss the playoffs. That's my official call. I do want want to check though. Hopefully I'm just being annoyingly pessimistic. I don't know. Hopefully we do well. But ooh, okay, the Eagles are an 89 because of course they are. I don't really see the Eagles as one of the best teams that much, but of course they are here when we're against them. But the 49ers and Chiefs are an 88. Same with the Steelers, but that means we're tied for the highest overall team with the Eagles, our division rival. Great. That's what I wanted to see. I also love how this will never get fixed, but it says 2026 record right under where it says overall, but it still shows like the real life 2023 record. Like the year updates, but the record doesn't there for some reason. So that's cool. It just still shows the 2023 record for every team. But all right, let's get into this final year. I'll get to the mid-season. I'll make sure everything's going okay, but I'll see y'all at the end of the year and hopefully we can do well. Please. Okay. Thankfully, we finish 11-6 and we make the playoffs. Now, we should have been better, absolutely. We had the highest overall team in the league, or tied for it at least, but I won't complain too much because I've had the highest overall team in the league by a mile and missed the playoffs by a mile many, many times. The one I always reference is when we had easily the highest overall team in the league as the Lions, and we went 4-12-1, I think was the record. So that was cool. Ironically, we're coming off a big win against the Lions. I'm sure they had a high overall team here, but let's check out our season stats. Callaway, 4,200 yards, 36 touchdowns, 12 picks, 110 passer rating. He was very good, yet still probably didn't even make the top 10 for MVP because every QB is insane in Madden. At least most of them are. Nah, he'll probably be up there, maybe, hopefully. But Breece Hall, what a decision that was to trade for him. 1,400 yards, 4.7 per carry, 16 touchdowns. Again, I know Singletary had back-to-back-to-back 1,000-yard years, but the yards per carry, obviously much better for Breece Hall. And then Malik Neighbors, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, almost 1,000 for Dalton Schultz. I didn't know we would go to the tight end that much with the Bills offense. I guess that makes sense because like Kincaid's probably going to get a lot of catches this year, but I don't know. Barker, 800 yards, 760 for Terrell, and then sacks allowed, not many. 6 for Thomas, which is still maybe too many for Andrew Thomas, but whatever. I won't complain at this point. This is like one of the best performing O-lines I've ever seen. Callaway only got sacked 23 times. We'll take it. And then Bobby Okereke, 97 tackles, TFLs 13 for Lawrence, 11 for Hutchinson, and sacks 15 for Aiden Hutchinson led the team. We'll take it. Kayvon Thibodeau with 12 in, 985 snaps. Based off his tackle numbers, I didn't think he played that much, but he did. But still a good year. 8.5 sacks for Lawrence. But Brian Burns, only 2 sacks. I mean, he didn't play much, but I mean, he played almost 400 snaps. That's not nothing. I mean, it isn't as many snaps as a player as good as him in real life should play, but there's a reason that we weren't playing him, obviously. It's because he's horrible in this game. As is the case with, wow, words are hard. As is the case with most good players in real life. But Daxton Hill, 3 picks led the team. We'll take it. 2 for Okereke, Phillips, and Banks, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP, you would never guess who the top 2 were. I love this game. But Callaway up there at number 10, we'll take it. I did almost call it. He almost didn't make it, but did sneak in. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love that there are 0 Madden-generated players up here. That's cool. But one does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's pretty rare. James Flynn for the Eagles. Of course, a division rival, just to cuck us. Aiden Hutchinson at 2. Kayvon Thibodeau at 10. We didn't really have any offensive rookies. I mean, we had the guard, and then no defensive rookies either. But hey, that's what happens when you're not starting any rookies, really. I mean, just one. But all right, we are going to be facing the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card. Oh no. Here comes the end of our rebuild, the end of my happiness. This is like the first storyline I've clicked this whole rebuild other than the breakouts. I just don't like clicking them anymore. I always pick something wrong and end up getting negative 20 morale for the entire team. I mean, not even intentionally clicking something, just like trying to hold A to skip, and then it picks something for me because it still thinks I'm holding A. Oh, I thought it happened there because the screen went black for a second. Oh, no text. That's cool. Don't know what he asked, but we'll go power moves. Cool. But all right, possibly the final game of this rebuild. Shouldn't be. We are 5 overall better than the Cowboys. Oh yeah, and we got to check for the final time. Do we have the highest overall team in the league? Did we get passed up, or are we still tied for it? We do have the highest overall team in the league. The Eagles stayed at an 89. They didn't develop, and the Chiefs went up to a 90. But of course, at a 91, that means we are the best. Nobody else random really, got close to us. Just the usual suspects at the top. Also, it wouldn't be Madden without an 8-9 team making the playoffs. The Steelers did in the AFC. That's cool. But all right, Again, possibly the final game of this rebuild. We deserve to win it, but what's gonna happen? Let's see. We do win. We finally get our first playoff win. Also, the Eagles beat the Falcons 48-45. That's insane. Where are we? Are we not even gonna get included? Did I miss us? Why would we want to know the score of the game we were just in? I guess most people actually play the games, but I don't like playing them. I like to raw dog simulation. Although, also, I don't know what I just clicked, but apparently Parker Williams has superstar dev. What did I click? Oh, it must have been like ability slot unlocked. I think that's what I clicked. I was trying to click playoff bracket. So we won 31-21. We'll take it. But we are going to be facing the Minnesota Vikings, who are only an 84 overall, by the way. We are 7 overall better than them. Like, we've built a very good roster in just 4 years. A lot of rebuilds, I like to go 5 or even 6 years, but again, I gotta cut this one short if I, want to get it out on time. Not even on time, but just out today at all. So in these short 4 years, we've done very well with this team, at least on paper, at least the part that I can control. But all right, we have a storyline new message. It's gonna be like the matchup, whatever, right? Or is it just gonna say we couldn't find any? Yep, okay. We didn't see any obvious one-on-one matchup concerns. That's what it literally always says. Like, do they still have Justin Jefferson? It's not like we have the best corners. I'm surprised that isn't the matchup concern. We'll just go power moves again. Wait, do these stack? Does the 5 from last week carry over? So do our D linemen have plus 10 power moves? I kind of want to check. Let me see. Well, I guess Dexter Lawrence would be a bad example. He has he has 99. Okay, it doesn't do anything for him. So I probably shouldn't go power. Oh, no, it doesn't carry over, just plus 5. But I mean, that's still good. But all right, we absolutely deserve this game. We honestly deserve to smoke the Vikings here, but let's see what happens. Can we win? We do. I thought our playoff hopes would have been over long ago, but we win in a very high scoring, almost too high scoring of a game, 44-38 against the Vikings. That's kind of concerning for our defense. I mean, last 2 games, they've averaged like 29 points per game or something, 29 and a half, I think. So it's not great, but I guess it is the playoffs. It was good during the regular season. We had the best run D in the league, but not a great pass D, like a bottom 10 pass D. So don't love that. But overall it was good. But with that #1 run D in the league, well, I was gonna say thankfully the Eagles are a very run heavy team, but it looks like they were a top 10 passing game, but not too great as a running team, just fine. So, oh yeah, also, do they still have Saquon? Is this gonna be a revenge game? I guess they've gotten a lot of revenge games because we're in the same division, but not in the playoffs yet, and they do still have him. Also, Will Shipley's kind of developing. That's cool, I guess. But all right, let's simulate this game against the Eagles. I legitimately do think we are going to lose this one, unfortunately, but maybe not. Let's see if we can get a win. We absolutely embarrassed the Eagles 56-21. Excuse me? What happened to the Eagles? Just a casual 7 passing touchdowns for Anthony Callaway. Is that a record? I think the record is 7 for the regular season, so I would assume this is the record for the playoffs. Let me check. Okay, it is 6, so that breaks a record. That's crazy. Also, Breece Hall was a monster, 102 yards on only 16 carries. We absolutely destroyed the Eagles. No 100-yard receivers somehow, but 2 sacks for Thibodeau, Hutchinson, 1 for Minter, and then a half for 4 different players. Okay, I see what the problem was for them. Well, basically their entire team was the problem, it seems like. So we have now beaten our 2 biggest rivals in the playoffs here. I don't know if the Commanders made the playoffs once, or even did better than 5 wins, I don't know, but who are we gonna be taking on in the Super Bowl? The Chargers. All right, I guess it doesn't look like they're bad here, but still, man. They're an 87 overall. That's good, but there are like 10 teams better than them. Us obviously being one of them. But we have a Super Bowl press conference here. Do these even matter? Is this the thing that gives you +1 pass blocking for 1 player? Yay, that's huge. Like, it's so weird to me that some scenarios can give your like entire D-line +5 power moves, and then for the Super Bowl, it's like, oh, your 1 player gets +1 pass blocking. Like, that's so imbalanced. I don't get it. But we'll jump in. We'll watch this simulate. Looks like they have some tight end named Eaton who has X Factor. Oh yeah, they also got Najee, who we were thinking about year 1. But let's see if we can win the Giants a Super Bowl here. Okay, I didn't necessarily mean to pick a play. I think I'm only on All-Pro. I don't even know how to kick. I have never kicked off in this game. Great start. Let's go. It is shocking how little I know about this game. I have no no idea how to kick. But let's simulate this game out. We do thankfully stop them. That doesn't screw us over, but they do drive and get a touchdown. What is our offense doing? We're down 14-0. We've had the ball. Ooh, and we get a long touchdown there. We're driving once again. Who has the ball? Okay, we do tie it at 14 in the third quarter. We need to stop the Chargers. They get a field goal. We're driving, and we turn it over in the red zone. They kick a field goal, but we get a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and that is gonna seal it. That was a scary Super Bowl, but we win one for the Giants here. First one in a while. Also, I love how they just took the Gatorade away. Like, I don't know if other people complained about how ugly it looked, but now they just got rid of it for the Gatorade bath. Also, I didn't realize our quarterback is wearing number 10. Whatever, that's fine. Didn't have the best game ever, 2 picks, but Quincy Terry really showed up, and Malik Neighbors. Both about 120 yards and a touchdown for Neighbors. So not only did we make the highest overall team in the league, but we won the Giants a Super Bowl, so we will take it. You love to see it.